It's hard for me to say what the first thing is that people notice about me. I mean, I guess I could say that I wish everyone noticed my aura because I have a rainbow aura and it's special. Hi, I'm Megan Fox and I am an actor most of the time. I'm in the Dominican Republic shooting the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit 2023. Shooting Sports Illustrated Swimsuit is definitely a lot of pressure, and it is something that I manifested. I was at home getting ready for a different event, and I just sort of said out loud that I wanted to do a Sports Illustrated cover. I've never shot with Sports Illustrated before. I've been famous for a long time now, and it sort of feels like if it's ever gonna happen, it should happen now. I have a vision in my head that I'm like trying to achieve, and I hope that the photos are beautiful and like the frequency that comes off of them are just a healthy, good girl. I hope people take away what I always hope they take away, that I'm a thoughtful, articulate, deep person. I was raised Pentecostal Christian, which is like a very strict denomination of Christianity where they handle snakes and perform exorcisms and speak in tongues and things like that. So my childhood was steeped in a lot of like very spiritual traditions and experiences. And I always believed in magic because of that. From a young age, like magic became very, very real and very present for me. I was a tomboy as a little kid. My mom said I was always outside playing with bugs and animals, and I never wanted to be inside. I remember being little, I would go in the bathroom and pull my shirt up and check to see if I had boobs yet. My favorite part of being an actor would be that the job has a high level of adventure involved. When we shot the second Transformers, we were able to actually climb on the outer parts of the pyramid, of the Great Pyramid, and no one's ever been allowed to do that. I think Jennifer's Body is still my favorite project and probably always will be, because there's just something about the timing of that, how it aligned with my public crucifixion that I was going through, and my internal psychological breakdown. What the character went through was very much a metaphor for what I was going through in Hollywood and with media and with the world at large. I was ahead of the Me Too movement just in terms of timing, because I was coming out and talking about these things maybe a decade before. I think that at the time I didn't handle it well, because when you believe or know that you're on the right side of the universe, and you know that what you're doing or what you're saying is true and genuine and correct and should be heard, but it's not heard, and beyond not being heard, you're ridiculed for it. I'm fully okay now with people being upset, and I don't f***ing care. Because if you're not upset, then what happens is I'm broken, because you've taken every last bit of me, and for what? As soon as you push, yeah, you're a bitch. But if you don't push, you'll never get what you need. So it's a lose-lose situation, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not giving my life away to people who don't appreciate it. I have body dysmorphia. I don't ever see myself the way other people see me. There's never a point in my life where I loved my body, never ever. When I was little, like that was an obsession I had of like, but I should look this way. And why I had an awareness of my body that young, I'm not sure. And it definitely wasn't environmental, because I grew up in a very religious environment where bodies weren't even like acknowledged. The journey of like loving myself is gonna be never ending, I think. I have 3 kids right now, Noah, Bodhi, and Journey. They're 10, 8, and 6 years old. The oldest one is an artist with a lot of Libra, a lot of Pisces energy. Blows my mind at how talented. Bodhi is more of a little bro. He's never done one thing wrong. He's never told one lie. A classic middle child where like there's no room to be bad, because you just have to be that way. You're the middle one. And then the baby is naughty and mischievous and so charming and so cute. When he was 3, he already knew like 1,600 species of dinosaurs. So his mind is very powerful. The things I'm most proud of are gonna be having to do with my children and like the relationship that I have with them and the way that I raise them. That's one area of my life where I feel really comfortable because I know that I thrive there, I've excelled there. When I step back, like I know how connected I am and have always been and how present I've always been, and I see the reflection of the type of mother that I am in their eyes and in their behavior. I don't know if I believe in legacy per se, because when I'm dead, what timeline am I going to be in, and will it matter? It won't matter. So I'm not somebody who does things for legacy. I think that the greatest testament to something like that could be considered a legacy is I can't tell you how many girls specifically come up to me and say, you were the reason I realized I was gay, or I realized I was bisexual, or you gave me the courage to tell my parents that I was gay. And that's so much more gratifying than somebody coming up to me and being like, you know, I love your movies, or you're so talented. Having somebody tell me that I somehow had a part in giving them the courage to realize who they are is the best compliment I can imagine. I don't know why people are so fascinated by my thumbs. Like, I never thought that was a weird thing or an embarrassing thing. They're just kind of short. Is that really that crazy? I think I have tons of other flaws that are way more interesting than my thumbs. I don't know why people focus on that. I don't know. I'm not embarrassed. But it's also known in palmistry as a murderer's thumb, because they say the shorter this area from the knuckle to the tip of the finger is, especially the thumb, relates to how short your temper is. It takes a lot to get me to lose my temper, a lot. I have crazy patience. But when you do push me over the edge, you're on demon time, and you better run for your life, and it's scary as I have a weird sense of humor that very few people get. It is slightly devious and kind of provocative on purpose, and I think people just assume I'm too dumb to have put all of that thought into something that I've said. I feel like I'm a combination of Professor Lockhart and Professor Snape, who are two very different personalities and psychological types, but both of those things like exist very much inside of me. I don't know why my interviews are always so deep. Like, I can never just talk about like eating In-N-Out or whatever the other people talk about. People have been telling me I've had snakes in my head since I was like 20 years old, which is another way of saying that someone's crazy or insane. And I'm not. I just hear music that you can't hear.